This is KGW News at 11.
A security officer at Legacy Good Samaritan Hospital is dead after he was shot and killed this morning near the hospital's birthing center. The shooter escaped, but hours later and 15 miles away, he was killed by police in Gresham. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm Blair Best. We're working to learn more tonight about Bobby Smallwood. He's the security officer killed this morning at the hospital, and it was a chaotic scene. The shooting happened around 11 this morning. The hospital went into lockdown, but the shooter got away. It wasn't until hours later in Gresham that police were able to catch up to the suspect. Ashley Grams has been following this all day. And Ashley, what do we know right now?
Well, it was a day that left many Portlanders confused. Police showing up at 3 different scenes across the area, all because of one man. Now, that suspect is dead, and police are still investigating, asking why this shooting happened.
Crime scene tape was up in Northwest Portland and in Gresham after 2 shootings that left 2 people dead on Saturday. Portland police first responded to Legacy Good Samaritan Hospital just before 11 in the morning.
Officers were told that there was somebody that may have a gun in the hospital.
And someone did, shooting and killing an unarmed hospital security officer, Bobby Smallwood, on the 5th floor near the birthing center.
Just disappointing and saddened that someone lost their life today.
Legacy says another staff member at the hospital was also injured during the shooting, but they are in stable condition. As officers from across the city descended on Northwest 22nd Avenue, police locked down the hospital, and they say the suspect left. Police evacuated the Stadium Fred Meyer on West Burnside, searching for him.
And they determined there was no threat there.
A few hours later, officers found the suspect in a car about 15 miles away in Gresham. They stopped the car at Northwest 181st and Everett.
And she said, "You see it?" And then we turned in and there was just cops and all of this everywhere.
There was a tactical effort there to negotiate with the suspect.
But during the confrontation, 3 Portland police officers fired, shooting and killing that suspect near the U.S. Bank on 181st.
Unfortunately, it's not a shocking experience.
Neighbors near the shopping center parking lot say crime and violence like this isn't unusual.
Honestly, not surprised.
Yeah.
And as police cars began to drive off around 4:30, they say the problem is nothing is being done to stop the violence.
Gun violence, nothing has changed. Mental health, nothing has changed. Nothing's being addressed.
I know as a parent, I would be very concerned.
Well, a very tragic day in Portland. Good Samaritan Hospital is mourning the death of security officer Bobby Smallwood tonight. They say he was shot while protecting patients and employees at the hospital. Legacy Health's president and CEO said in a statement, "Words cannot express the profound grief we are experiencing."
Ashley, thank you. Just a tragic story all around. We'll stay with KGW News for the latest on this shooting in the coming days. We're looking into the security officer who was killed at the hospital and the person police suspect of shooting him. You can find all of our coverage on KGW.com. Well, people in Klickitat County, Washington are under evacuation orders tonight because of a wildfire burning there. The Newell Road fire has burned nearly 6,000 acres so far. It's burning near the town of Bickleton, which is northwest of Goldendale. It started burning yesterday afternoon. There are homes, farms, and a landfill in the area. And both level 1 evacuations, get ready, and level 3, go now, are in place. The Red Cross has a shelter open right now at Goldendale Middle School for people who need to evacuate. And several fires continue to burn in southern Oregon tonight. The Flat Fire, burning east of Gold Beach, grew by more than 4 miles in 24 hours yesterday. It's burned more than 18,000 acres. That's almost 29 square miles since it started burning last weekend. Officials say it was human-caused. 13 injuries have been reported. Fortunately, though, none of them are serious. But the fires are affecting air quality in southern Oregon. Well, let's bring in meteorologist Joe Ranieri. And Joe, we've had a sunny and hot summer so far, but are any changes on the way this week?
We have one more hot day heading into tomorrow afternoon, followed by really some pleasant conditions a good part of next week. And when I say pleasant, we'll be looking at highs mid to the upper 70s with a chance for rain. And we haven't seen a drop of rain. We shouldn't say that. We haven't seen measurable amount of rain so far this summer. And my calendar says we're looking at 33 days in a row without any measurable amount of rain. We're going to add to that heading into tomorrow before seeing some much needed showers by Monday. But I want to get to the smoke forecast. We're not going to be seeing any issues with the smoke west side of the state, but in southern Oregon, absolutely you're going to be seeing some thick smoke heading into tomorrow and over the next couple of days, and just some light smoke throughout the central and eastern side of the state. Of course, several fires are burning throughout much of the Pacific Northwest, and that's starting to filter in some of the smoke throughout really the central and eastern side of the state and throughout the Columbia River Gorge. And speaking of the gorge, you're going to be seeing a high fire danger again tomorrow. Red flag warning is in place, and meanwhile, air quality warning will be up throughout parts of Madras and the high desert heading into tomorrow. But again, heading into Monday, Blair, we'll be seeing some big changes, something we haven't seen so far this summer. I'll talk more about how much rain we could be seeing over the next few days in just a few minutes from now.
All right, Joe, thanks so much. Well, a member of the Proud Boys will spend the next few years in prison. Yesterday, a judge sentenced Tusay Tala Tuese, who goes by Tiny, for his role in a 2021 riot in Portland. During a rally, he stood on a truck bed, made transphobic remarks, and called the Proud Boys charged in the January 6th insurrection political prisoners. Later in the day, violence erupted between the Proud Boys and Antifa. Tiny was seen firing paintballs at protesters. He was also hit with paintballs. At his sentencing, he offered this apology.
Those who were impacted or put in harm's way due to my reckless and careless action that day, I apologize. And I know even saying that won't change the fact of what has already happened. But the best I can do is take advantage and make use of the resources available to me to better myself as a person.
A judge sentenced him to nearly 8 years, but he could get out early for good behavior.